What if I told you one of the most powerful foods on the planet costs less than $2, exists in almost every country, and has been backed by decades of medical research? Yet most people completely ignore it? I'm talking about cabbage, ordinary humble cabbage. Before you click away, what happens to your body when you eat it every day? For just 14 days is genuinely surprising. Some of it you'd expect, a lot of it you wouldn't. Let's start with the basics. Because cabbage has a serious image problem, it's not trendy, it's not photogenic, and nobody's making content about their cabbage bowl. But nutritionally, it stacks up against foods that cost 5 to 10 times more. 1 cup of raw cabbage, about 90 grams, has roughly 22 calories, 2 grams of fiber, 54% of your daily vitamin C, 85% of your vitamin K, plus folate, potassium, and manganese. It also contains glucosinolates, and those are the compounds the research keeps coming back to. We'll get into why in a moment. Cabbage is extraordinarily nutrient-dense for its calorie cost, and when you eat it every day for 2 weeks, your body responds in ways that go well beyond basic nutrition. In the first few days, the most noticeable changes happen in your digestive system, and it might not be entirely comfortable. Let me be honest about that. Cabbage is a cruciferous vegetable containing fermentable fiber, called raffinose, as gut bacteria break it down. Some people experience bloating in the early days, especially if their diet hasn't been high in fiber. This is normal and typically resolves within the first week, as your microbiome adjusts, and that adjustment is the point. A 2021 Stanford University study published in Cell found that a high-fiber diet significantly increased gut microbiome diversity within 2 weeks, and greater diversity is consistently linked to stronger immunity, better mood regulation, and lower systemic inflammation. Cabbage also contains glutamine, an amino acid that helps maintain the integrity of your gut lining. Research in the Journal of Parenteral and Enteral Nutrition found that glutamine helps repair the intestinal epithelium, reducing permeability, what some researchers call leaky gut. Within the first few days, your gut is already beginning to strengthen. By the end of your first week, something quieter but more important is happening at a cellular level. Your inflammation markers start to decline. Cabbage is rich in antioxidants, vitamin C, anthocyanins in red cabbage, and sulforaphane, which forms when glucosinolates are broken down during chewing. Sulforaphane is one of the most studied anti-inflammatory compounds in nutrition science. A 2018 review in Nutrients found it activates a pathway called NRF2, essentially switching on your body's own antioxidant defense system, triggering enzymes that neutralize free radicals and suppress inflammatory signals. Chronic low-grade inflammation drives cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, certain cancers, and even depression. While no single food is a cure, sulforaphane-rich vegetables like cabbage are among the most evidence-backed dietary strategies for reducing it. For red cabbage specifically, the anthocyanins, those deep purple pigments, have been shown to reduce C-reactive protein, the blood marker doctors use to measure inflammation. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition linked higher anthocyanin intake to significantly lower CRP levels. 1 week in, those numbers are already shifting. Halfway through, your cardiovascular system is getting in on the action. Cabbage contains phytosterols, plant molecules structurally similar to cholesterol that compete with it for absorption in the digestive tract, reducing how much LDL enters your bloodstream. A meta-analysis in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that phytosterol-rich foods reduced LDL cholesterol by 9 to 14% in just 2 to 3 weeks. The fiber in cabbage helps here too. Soluble fiber binds to bile acids, which are made from cholesterol, and carries them out during digestion, forcing your liver to pull more cholesterol from the blood to replace them. Over time, that steadily lowers overall cholesterol levels. For people with borderline high cholesterol or a family history of cardiovascular disease, this 2-week experiment is genuinely clinically relevant. Hey, quick pause. If you're learning something here, hit that like button right now. It takes 1 second, helps more people find this content, and genuinely means a lot. Okay, we're getting into the best part. In the final stretch, the longer-term benefits are accumulating, and some are remarkable. Let's start with cancer protection, because this is where the glucosinolate research really stands out. When you chew or digest, cabbage glucosinolates break down into sulforaphane and indole-3-carbinol, both extensively studied for anti-cancer properties. A landmark study in cancer epidemiology, biomarkers, And prevention found that people who ate cruciferous vegetables at least 3 times per week had a 33% lower risk of colorectal cancer. Another study in the same journal found significant associations with reduced risk of lung, breast, and prostate cancers. Indole-3 carbinol influences estrogen metabolism in ways that may reduce hormone-sensitive cancer cell proliferation, which is why cruciferous vegetables come up repeatedly. In oncology nutrition research, 2 weeks won't eliminate cancer risk, but it builds a dietary foundation the research consistently shows is protective long-term. On blood sugar, this matters far beyond people with diabetes. Cabbage has a glycemic index of just 10. Its fiber slows glucose absorption, preventing the spikes that drive insulin resistance. A study in diabetes care found that diets high in low glycemic vegetables were associated with a 23% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Daily cabbage is quietly improving your blood sugar regulation with every meal. And your skin, this one surprises people. Vitamin C is essential for collagen synthesis, the protein that keeps skin firm and elastic. 1 cup of cabbage gets you over halfway to your daily vitamin C target, and after 2 weeks, many people notice a real difference in skin texture and clarity. Not magic, just your skin finally getting the raw material it needs. I'd be leaving something out if I didn't mention weight. Many people try a cabbage diet to lose weight. And while I'm not recommending any extreme approach, the data on cabbage for weight management is solid. At 22 calories per cup, with fiber and high water content, cabbage is one of the most satiating low-calorie foods you can eat. Research by Barbara Rolls at Penn State, published in the journal Obesity, consistently shows that high-volume, low-calorie foods reduce overall caloric intake without any feelings of deprivation. Adding a generous portion of cabbage to 1 or 2 meals a day can realistically cut your daily intake by 150 to 250 calories without ever feeling hungry. Across 2 weeks, that's a real deficit. Quick word on how to eat it. Raw retains the most glucosinolates and vitamin C. Salads and slaws are great. Light steaming preserves nutrients while improving digestibility. Fermented. Kimchi or sauerkraut adds live probiotics that amplify the gut benefits. Just avoid long boiling, which degrades both vitamin C and glucosinolate content significantly. 14 days. 1 affordable vegetable. Changes from your gut to your cholesterol, your inflammation to your skin. All backed by solid nutritional science. Cabbage isn't glamorous, but the research doesn't lie. If this gave you something genuinely useful, please subscribe. I make these videos to cut through the noise, with real research-backed information. No supplements to sell, no sponsorships, just the science. Subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.